What is going on, Amazon sellers? Happy Thursday. I had to double check because I've been losing track of the days since we're coming out of the holidays. Luke, what is going on, sir? Um, my name is Chris Grant, and this is the live Amazon FBA seller Ask Me Anything. It's a Q&A show where you bring your questions, and I will try to help you with it or point you in the right direction. If I don't have an answer, I'll let you know, and I will try to get you one the next day. Now, here's how it works. You guys have to ask questions. I will take the time to answer them. We've got about 30 minutes to do it. And then, of course, I will share a tip with you guys as well. And I've got two today that I think might be pretty juicy. So we'll get to those in just a moment. I see some questions already streaming in. Glad to have you all here. Yeah, return of the hat. Did not want to do my hair today, so it was a hat day for me. So red flag. I'm from Canada. I want to sell in the U.S. marketplace. How could I get the best dollar conversion rate? I've got a prep center in Delaware too. I don't know. So this one is beyond my pay grade. I don't know how to help you have your dollar, your monopoly money, be worth more money in the U.S. So here's what you can do though. You can buy from U.S. retailers, have it sent to a tax-free prep center in the United States, sell it in the U.S., and then have the money switched from a U.S. account to your Canadian bank account, have it switched from real dollars back into monopoly money, and it will be worth a little bit more that way. So you do get to arbitrage twice a little bit, but I cannot stretch your monopoly money here in the U.S., unfortunately. That'd be about the best I could help you with. Hey, Jerry, glad to have you in here, man. Rodrigo, hey, man, thank you for your hard work. I hope you have a great year. I appreciate that, man. Absolutely. I hope you have a great year as well. Hey, Amar, what is going on? Jerry Brown, Jerry, FYI, UPS does no pickups on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. How do we adjust delivery times for those days when the orders just sit at the UPS store for 2 days? That is a good question. I'm not 100% sure. I typically just go on vacation on Christmas Eve, and I just take the hit to sales. Usually is what I do. Hey, Lex, what's going on? Juan, Happy New Year. Rodrigo, any evidence that the grocery bundles have already started to be taken down? If I'm not mistaken, it would start on January 1st. That is correct. Those were supposed to be going into effect January 1st. I have not taken a close look yet. I know that we are selling a couple of multi-packs that are not from the manufacturer, not from the brand. Let's see if we can... grocery. We'll do, actually, you know what we'll do? We'll do peas, pack of 6. That's what we'll do. I am seeing plenty of white peas and field peas and canned peas in packs of 6, packs of 4. So I'm not seeing them coming down quite yet. When Amazon gets to it, I don't know. I know we're selling on a couple of unsanctioned multi-packs, and we're just going to keep selling on them until they don't let us anymore. Going to try to keep it as, try to keep the replenish or the replens a little slimmer, not going to buy 60 units or anything like that. Going to keep it to 20 at a time. But it's going to be all we're going to be doing. And yes, Chris, the Ohio State Buckeye Redemption Tour has been a ton of fun. I'm looking forward to Texas as the next matchup. And I know Ohio State's coming in as a favorite, so I hope that's the case. Jerry, just enrolled with Vico. Any tips or suggestions for a smooth transition? Vico was easy for me when I got my account all set up. I didn't really, there wasn't really anything I had to worry about. I just started buying the everything in there, and you're good to go. Here's the one thing I would do: figure out what credit card has the best points or cash back or whatever it is for shipping, and make sure you're using that credit card inside your Vico account so that you can, get 4x points or whatever it is. I know American Express has a pretty good deal on shipping, and I think Chase may have a pretty good deal as well. I'm new to the U.S. marketplace. Does Walgreens provide an invoice? There have been times when Walgreens has been good enough to get ungated with. However, we're in a time right now when it comes to ungating, which I'm sure that's what you're asking for. If you're asking for authenticity issues or things like that, Walgreens will definitely work. But if you're asking because you want to get ungated, I would say that it's hit or miss. We cannot know for sure. There have been times when it has worked. There have been times when it has not worked, or you got to send it in just an absolute ton before someone at Amazon accepts it. So that one is your mileage may vary, unfortunately. And if you're ungated in the brand Skin 1004, does it mean you're ungated in all of the beauty category? You're very likely ungated in the beauty category, yes, but you may not be ungated in every brand, or you may not be ungated in every subcategory. So maybe you're not ungated in topicals or something like that. It is it is kind of a weird thing, unfortunately. Hey, Eli, what's going on, man? Corey, glad to see Ohio State doing well after losing to a high school offense. Man, you know how to give those backhanded compliments. You know what? I'll take them. I appreciate it, man. All right, let me go ahead and sorry. Hey, Klaus, what's going on? I got a question here from Instagram. Klaus, I sent you a DM. When you get a chance, please. Oh, I will take a look here as soon as I can. All right, let me share with you guys my screen. I will drop in. I'm going to drop in a tip for you guys, and then I will get back to answering your guys' questions. So if you have more of them, feel free to pop them into the chat, and I will get them answered. Okay. So it's the second day of January of 2025. People are trying to figure out their new year, figure out what they want to do. And one of the things that everyone always wants to do is they want to add wholesale to their business. They think that that is the next big thing. And I don't disagree. I think wholesale is great. I think arbitrage is great. I think private label is great. I think you can be great at any one of these things if you set your mind to it. However, I know people want to add wholesale to their business. And if you go back and listen to our podcast with guys like Jeff, not Jeff Schick, sorry, Jeff, I can't believe I'm going to forget his last name. Anyway, $25 million a year seller. He's of the same mindset. They all work. Why not do them all if you possibly can? So I was asked this question a little earlier today, and it reminded me of of something that's out there that you can use. And this website is called 10times.com. It's the number 10 TIMES.com. And a lot of people know that finding wholesale accounts at trade shows is great, and it is, and everyone goes to ASD, and that's fine. But there are hundreds, maybe thousands of other trade shows around the country that are probably going to have a fewer number of Amazon sellers at them, which will increase your likelihood of being able to walk away with an account or a price list or an appointment or something like that, especially if you have the gift of gab, and are able to readily build rapport with people. So this website will help you. All right. And here's what I'm going to show you. You go to 10times.com. It's absolutely free. You can log in. I don't know if they have any paid version or not, but without even logging in, I can click on my state of Florida and I get access to 3,464 different trade shows. Now, I want you to think outside the box just a little bit. You're going to notice that this very first one here is Florida's largest home show. Okay. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, well, that's for consumers to go to. And you wouldn't be wrong. It is for consumers, it is for contractors, things like that, to go to learn about the newest trends, figure out what they might want to do with their own homes, et cetera, and so on. But if you've ever been to a home show, there are going to be those barkers. And what I mean by that is people selling their wares at these kinds of shows. And you can go up and you can talk to them. And I'll tell you what, you can just ask things. Okay. This is a big secret that it's the way that I learn in a lot of cases. And people, I don't think people believe me. All right. But I will go to small business fairs, like in a town near me. There are a bunch of little fairs in Sanford, Florida. They have a beautiful little downtown, and there will be mom and pop businesses lined up selling their wares. And the last one I went to about 10 of the vendors, and I just start asking questions. And people like to talk about themselves. They like to talk about what they're interested in. They're interested in themselves. They're interested in their businesses. And I'm able to find out things that you would never think that they would just tell you. Okay. I spoke to a lady who was selling cheesecake. Now, that's not something you're going to be able to sell on Amazon, but she told me why she got started, when she got started, how she got licensed, what all the ingredients were inside of her cheesecakes, what it cost to make each one of these, how she keeps that. I got her entire business plan, soup to nuts. I could have gone and I could be at the next show competing against her with the exact same product. Okay. Because I just go and ask questions. And you can do the same thing at just about any one of these types of shows. But outside of something like the Florida Home Show, you can scroll down through here and you're going to find other things that are going to be specifically for people who are e-commerce sellers or are retailers. Okay. Let me scroll down here. You've got the Surf Expo. That's going to be something that not a lot of people are going to go to as e-commerce retailers. It's going to be water sports, coastal lifestyles, brands, all those kind of things. Going to be fashion shows, networking opportunities, etc. You've got the PGA show. But let me scroll down a little bit further. I saw it earlier today. No, I don't want to create a filter. I believe it was in March. This is all just January. And go to the Potato Expo if you're interested in that. That is a food and beverage show. No idea what they'll be selling there. Let me just do a Google, or let me just do a search here. We'll do Snackspo. No, it is not coming up now. Anyway, I saw the Snackspo earlier, and it's in March. It's in Florida. I know that it is here in Florida. I'll do a quick Google search on it. Bear with me a second here. But it's specifically a show in Florida. From March 30th to April 1st, all about snacks, treats, etc. And right here on the very first page, you've got the exhibitors. Okay. You can check out the 2025 floor plan. You can find out who the exhibitors are going to be, who's going to be there, and you can get yourself into the show and meet all of these different brands and figure out who you may want to go and chat with. But there are dozens and dozens of these. Okay. Go out to these, shake some hands, kiss some babies, and get yourself a foot in the door with brands or suppliers. Now, if you don't want to actually do the work and go through a website like 10 times, here's another thing you can do. go over to Perplexity. If you don't have Perplexity, you don't have to pay for it. They do have a free version. But I went over to Perplexity and I said, hey, please give me a list of 20 trade shows in the state of Florida I may want to attend as an e-commerce retailer in 2025. And I get a bunch of them here. Now, this one is e-commerce experience evolution. Never heard of it. There's Meet Magento. This one is going to be more for people who use Magento, which is kind of a Shopify competitor. There's Do It Best Spring Market. This is going to most likely be tools and things like that. I don't know what ASI is, but it looks like it may be promotional products. We've got Trends for ladies apparel. We've got Magic Miami for fashion apparel and footwear. The Surf Expo, of course, is coming. We already saw that. Not going to go to the Florida Fire and EMS conference, but we've got all 20 of these right here just in Florida. We could even get into Cosmoprof most likely. Okay. Oh, and we've got the GM Pet and Candy Show, which is another one that you may want to go to. All right here in Florida. There'll be a couple here that I may try to get myself to. Easy ways to find these things. And I guarantee you, your competition isn't doing it. Your competition definitely isn't hopping on a plane or hopping in their car and driving a few hours to go to any of these shows outside of ASD or maybe trying to get into Toy Fair in New York. All right. Hopefully that helps. Now, let me see if we've got any other questions. And then we'll wrap up for the day and let you guys get back to work. M to you. Hey, Chris, have you noticed lower sales and extended FC transfer times? Sales have not really slowed down for us. Our December was up right around 30%. I would expect we're going to hopefully be up about 15 to 20% in the month of January. But have FC transfer times taken longer? Yes, absolutely. My hope is now that the Q4 is over, that they switch back closer to like a 5-to-1 outbound rather than a 10-to-1 outbound. And hopefully those times get a little bit faster. Jerry, last question. Yeah, you don't have to stop asking questions. You can ask away, man. Does your repricer reprice up as well as down? Yeah, absolutely. Matter of fact, let me see if I can show you here. I take screenshots of what my repricer does. And I've been meaning to use these as an example in like a blog post or maybe some ads that I've been thinking about doing. But what I do here is I take screenshots. There we go. And my repricer will reprice both up and down. So you'll notice over here, I can't remember what date this was on, but we started at 62. We went up to 63.05, and then we went to 75, 47.45 to 48.81. 54 up to 58, 19.99 up to 27.81. My repricer reprices up and down. It is always trying to maximize for the buy box within my parameters of ROI. And I use Aura is what I use. I use Maven on Aura. Let's see. Oxjam, I'm about to sell out of my inventory. Is it better to increase prices or just sell out? I've been increasing prices, but I'm still getting constant sales. Should I just pump it up to insane prices? So here's the thing. If you're worried about the listing losing sales rank or something like that, if you're private label, then I would be bumping those prices up to try to slow down sales. If this is an arbitrage item, I wouldn't worry about losing BSR or velocity or anything like that. However, I would continually bump up my price to not necessarily slow down sales, but increase margin. There's nothing wrong with with charging the maximum amount that the market will bear for a product and increasing your margins as far as the market will allow. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you're not gouging, and you can only gouge on things that are needed in an emergency. So, if you were selling gasoline or you were selling, hand sanitizer in a pandemic, that would be one thing. But if this is some toy that little Johnny wants, now that Christmas is over, pump those prices up, man. Margins is the name of the game. Yeah, Jerry, gift shows are amazing out on the West Coast. Absolutely. MTU, who do you use for a repricer? I use Aura. If you're on YouTube, which you are, there should be a link. It's an affiliate link, full disclosure, to Aura down below. You can get a free trial, an extended free trial that you're not going to be able to get anywhere else. If you go over to, I'll give you guys a big tip. If you guys go over to repricerchallenge.com, that is a free course on how to properly reprice your inventory with myself, along with the co-founder of Aura, Dylan Carter, who is just an order of magnitude smarter than I am. And it'll be worth your time to watch that. Him and I do need to update it now that the Aura 2.0 is out. But the mechanics are still pretty much the same, and the ideas behind repricing are still the same. But inside of the Repricer Challenge, there is a hidden code that you can find very, very easily, and you will be able to get a 45-day trial. Essentially, it's a 15-day trial plus your first 30 days free of the Aura Repricer. And if you're not over $10,000 a month, you can get into their $27 a month program until you hit $10,000 a month in sales. Jerry, Aura is what I use. Does the prep center fee include everything, including the box, tape, and labels? So this depends, okay? It depends on your prep center and how they price. Now, my prep center, they do include, everything is included, all of the prep. I'm not typically charged for boxes because they reuse boxes. I may occasionally need to pay for a box here and there, okay? But typically they're reusing boxes and there's no cost to me. But tape, labels, bubble wrap, poly bags, that's all included in my price. If you go out and you find a prep center that's charging something like 65 cents a unit, you are need to going to look a bit deeper, because it's very likely that you will then see, oh, well, we charge 15 cents for bubble wrap, and we charge 25 cents for an FN SKU label, and there are going to be all these add-ons to go along with it, okay? So you're going to want to make sure that you talk to your prep center and understand that thoroughly. Ryan, beat your Section 3 today on the first attempt. Man, one shot, one kill's the way to go. Congratulations, Ryan. I'm happy for you, man. Kimmy, Chris Grant, always with the sauce. I appreciate that. Oxjam. So I shouldn't worry about losing my BSR in Amazon's choice rank. That's what worries me the most. If this is your private label, yes, you are going to want to take that into account, and you are going to want to slow down the velocity. Will you be able to get it back? Most likely. You're obviously going after you obviously have a product that is doing very well. Will you lose that Amazon choice badge if you go out of stock on your private label? Yeah, you probably will. You could probably get it back. And in the future, if this is your private label, you own it yourself, you're going to want to do everything you can to try not to go out of stock. Syed, do you do deliveries from Walmart as well? Any prep center suggestions who support deliveries? If you're talking, do I sell on Walmart? I do now. I've sold one item on Walmart. So I'm pretty much a Walmart guru now. My prep center, Network Prep, they will do Walmart fulfilled and send things into Walmart. They will do seller fulfilled as well. There are different prices for that. But there are a lot of other prep centers out there that will do that as well. If you go over to cleartheshelf.com and in the search bar at the top right hand side, you type in prep center, you'll be able to find a list of hundreds of prep centers around the country that you can call and do business with. Chris, verifying the correct brand on Amazon. What is your level of confidence when you check a brand page and see a full brand display as opposed to just a series of products, just like a text search? I do certainly feel better when I see a full brand display. There's enhanced brand content and all of that. That is nice. However, I don't see that. I mean, there's not a ton of brands that do that. And I even mean big brands. Like, here, let me pull up my browser again. Uh, this one, and let's pop open Amazon real quick. And let me just double check something here. Stupid sponsored listings. All right. Yeah, so even a brand like Nike, and I'll show you guys here. Even a brand like Nike doesn't have enhanced brand content. And I'll bet you that Adidas doesn't either. So I will say that it definitely doesn't scare me off if there is, oh, Adidas does have enhanced brand content. Oh, look at that. But I know lots of big brands don't have enhanced brand content, so it definitely won't turn me off, but certainly gives you an extra. Looks like Del Monte may. Let's double check theirs. Del Monte store. Yep, they do as well. This would certainly make me feel a little bit better, but I'm not I'm not worried at all if I don't see this either. Chris, the link for Aura in the notes on the bottom is not live. Well, shoot, I'll have to fix that. I appreciate the heads up on that. Corey, will you give me a $10,000 grant to invest in Ohio State to win the national championship on DraftKings? Uh, man, no, I wish. 2 for 2. Found an ASIN with a brand in a foreign language that linked to the brand page, and the foreign language ASIN is listed on the brand page. I'd probably end up selling that one because it's linked on the back end to the right place. And I think, in my opinion, that is more important than the brand being in a foreign language because Amazon knows that it's in the right place. Deal Hunter, how can you tell this product is better to sell as FBA or FBM? My opinion is most everything is going to be better FBA. It is not going to be better FBM. There are certain times of the year where FBM may get a higher percentage of the buy box. Times when Amazon fulfillment centers are at max capacity or getting close to it. But most of the year, it's going to be FBA first. Uh, I don't know. I mean, as long as you're seeing the number of sellers go up and down and there are FBM sellers on the listing, it's very likely that you can merchant fulfill. I would also look and see, like, is the FBM seller getting some buy box occasionally? And I don't mean in the actual buy box share area. That doesn't mean anything. I mean, are you seeing FBM sellers show up in the actual buy box line inside the Keepa graph? That would be a pretty good indicator. But I don't know. My opinion is I really wouldn't be FBMing anything outside of high volume seasons. So seasonal items, the next seasonal time we're gonna have coming up is going to be let's say Valentine's Day. Those will be some easy seasonal wins. And then of course, Q4 is a great time for seasonal. Hey, Chris, is it good to start selling pandemic products? No, I would stay away from any pandemic products. And I don't think we're going to have a bird flu problem. What is the Repricer Challenge website again, please? It is repricerchallenge.com. Me repricerchallenge.com. At least I think that website is still up. Let me double check. Hopefully, yep, I did. I paid that. So if you go to repricerchallenge.com, it'll look just like that. Maybe over on Instagram, what address do I use for returns if I don't live in the USA and usually use a prep center to send my products to FBA? So if you use a prep center and you don't live in the US and you need to get returns handled for you, you're going to have a service do that for you. Talk to your prep center first and see if they can help you with that. If they will accept returns and handle those for you. If they do not, then I would suggest reaching out to Axiom Prep Center. That's AXIOM Prep Center. And they can handle it for you. And then I know that, sorry guys, I am having a bit of a brain cloud here. We've had him on the show. Not Kyle. Bear with me 1 second. Let me look at my text messages and I will tell you who we're looking for here. Zach Altmeyer. Look up Zach Altmeyer on Twitter. He is also going to be doing some taking returns and selling them on eBay. And so you could reach out to him and he may be able to help you with that. Gina, just saw this today. If you sell in Canada on a business account, you now need to submit additional info. What is beneficial owner info? CD owner. So I'm not 100% sure. Gina, if you want to send that to me, I'll take a look and try to point you in the right direction. Here in the States, the BOI is something that you're supposed to fill out with the Financial Crime Enforcement Network, although there is a stay on it at the moment at the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, and you don't have to fill it out in the States. In Canada, I don't know. I'd have to find out a little bit more about that. Corey, I appreciate that, man. That's too kind of you, sir. Oh, sorry, Myra. I answered that. Myra, got that one for you. Syed, will you go with a product newly launched and also linked with correct brand but 0 rating, reviews, and good sales? Yeah, absolutely. I will. If it's a newly launched product and if I believe that it's going to be a good product, yeah, I will sell it. It's more about gut feeling though, and I wouldn't necessarily suggest other people do it until you kind of have an understanding of the Amazon platform and maybe able to figure out, oh, this is probably going to be something that does really well, at least outside of Q4. In Q4, if you find a toy that's just launched on Amazon, but you see it everywhere and it's obviously selling very well, I would probably take a chance on it. Outside of Q4, I'd want to wait till you have a little bit more time under your belt. Rosalind, I have an FBM product that the buyer wants to return. Can I charge a restocking fee once I receive the product? The answer here is maybe. If you go back to our live, I believe 2 days ago, I talked about the reasons that you can charge restocking fees. There are very particular reasons that you can charge restock fees for. If it comes back to you and it's in perfect condition, it's the exact same item, you have to give a 100% refund. I just got one back today. It came back to me. It was actually a book, was still in the shrink wrap. Everything was perfect. I had to give them a 100% refund because the item can be sold as new again. With these address verifications that Amazon is asking for, what happens to overseas sellers? Well, chances are you should have an address here in the United States, maybe some sort of virtual office. And if they're going to send you a postcard, then you're going to want to make sure that your virtual office will accept postcards and at least get you a scanned copy of it immediately so that you can get that taken care of. Outside of that, you may need to upload bank information and things like that to prove your address, and it should all match whatever address you're using in the States. Corey, do you know how long they might restrict your FBA inbound shipment ability if your IPI score drops below 400? Is it just until it jumps back above 400? If your IPI score goes below 400, they should not restrict your FBA inbound shipment ability. I'd have to see where Amazon may have said that, because the score of 200 is what it needs to be at a minimum. You get that just right off the bat. But if you have enough defects, you could get your inbound shipment paused for a while, typically until you send in a plan of action. Mobile Uncle Gaming, do you think that the massive gating of brands that occurred on the 19th will be reversed soon? So we talked a little bit about this yesterday, and I don't know. I would love to say that that's going to be the case, but I just can't say for sure. My hope is that will happen, and that Amazon, once we're out of Q4, which Amazon charges increased fees until the 15th of January. So that's when I really think that Q4 is over. Hopefully things go back to normal. But things have been abnormal on Amazon for the past year. And I won't go out on a limb and say, yeah, it's going to get better immediately. DJ Crazy Jimmy, I have a return. A customer sent back to FBA, but it was only one shoe. What can I do to get compensated for not returning both shoes? You should be able to open up a claim with Amazon, and they should take care of that. That would be something that is it's not a switcheroo, but it is materially different, and Amazon should take care of that for you. All right, guys, we're a little over today. We went about 40 minutes, so I've got to wrap it up there. I got to get back to the family. I will be back tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, and we'll do this all over again. We'll do another Q&A session, another Ask Me Anything, and happy to help you with anything that I can help you with. So if I missed your question, bring it back tomorrow or drop me a DM or an email, and I will bring it up on the show. Guys, have a killer night. I'll see you tomorrow at 5:30 p.m., and we'll do this over again.